Welcome, my name is Gary Jones from switchontolighting.com. I am going to talk to you about basic lighting design. I will try and keep things simple, so rather than bombard you with lighting science, I'm going to give you some basic lighting design building blocks. Each room or outdoor space has its own unique characteristics. These will be covered by location-specific tutorials that will help you choose products most appropriate for the space you are designing for. Lighting design starts with planning. You need to decide what type of lighting is required in a room and how much of it you need. You need to categorize the lighting in a room into three types: ambient, which is alternatively known as general lighting, task lighting, or accent lighting. Ambient lighting is the most commonly used lighting in all rooms, and unfortunately for many people it is where their lighting aspirations begin and end, with a single pendant hanging from the centre of the ceiling. Ambient light is really background lighting, and although it is great for everyday lighting, it is not particularly good for working light or creating a feature effect. Ambient light fittings can be chandeliers, pendants, flush ceiling fittings or uplighters. Task lighting helps you to perform specific tasks around the home, such as cooking, computer work, hobbies and reading. Task lighting is directed to a specific area to achieve illumination and prevent eye strain. Classic examples of this type of light fitting would be an angle poised desk lamp, a clip-on spotlight that you'd use on shelves, pull-down lights, floor lamps or table lamps. Accent lighting should add visual interest to a room or a space. Directional lighting is used to emphasize a particular object or to draw attention to an item. It can be used to highlight pictures, artwork, even plants, garden structures, building exteriors, and to highlight the texture of a wall or surface. Accent lighting usually requires up to 3 times the light on the focal point as the general lighting around it. This is usually provided by recessed or wall-mounted light fitting. Now to the question, how much light do I need? Determining the correct amount of light levels for a home is a very complicated subject and often depends to a degree on an individual's perception and requirements. However, a simple rule of thumb can be applied. Measure the room size in square meters and multiply this by 25 for incandescent light bulbs, by 15 for halogen bulbs, or by 19 for compact fluorescent lamps. This will give you the total wattage required to light that room. Here are some examples. A room size of 5 metre by 5 metre gives a floor space of 25 square metres. A good example of this would be a living room. When using conventional incandescent lamps, the lighting wattage required would be 25 times 25, which would equal 625 watts. This could be made up of 2 60-watt table lamps, 2 5-light ceiling lights with 40-watt bulbs, and 2 60-watt wall lights, giving a total lighting wattage of 640 watts. Another example, a room size of 3 metres by 6 metres gives a floor space of 18 square metres, for example a kitchen. When using halogen lamps, the lighting wattage required would be 18 times 15, which is 270 watts. This could be made up of 6 50-watt recessed halogen downlighters, giving a total lighting wattage of 300 watts. Task lighting could also be added under cupboards for food preparation. Let's bring this all together. As well as combining different categories of lighting, the use of dimmers enables a room to be used for several functions. This will allow a higher level of light for working or reading and a lower level for relaxation. Colour, too, is important. Incandescent bulbs help to create a cosy atmosphere in living areas, while fluorescent lamps give a cooler, more efficient light for utility rooms. A room painted in a dark colour will need more light as much of it will be absorbed, whilst lighter colours reflect light. You can add colour to a room by illuminating a coloured surface. Avoid glare by placing the lights at a height which prevents the eye from seeing the bulb directly. Ceiling fittings or pendant lights should not be hung so high that the bulb is clearly visible underneath. Take care that lights placed over reflected surfaces such as glass tables have a diffuser in them. To help you with your lighting plan, get yourself an A4 notebook and draw the shape of each room and mark the windows and the doors on the plan. It is also a good idea at this stage to measure the dimensions and add them to your drawing also. Whilst in each room, make notes on your lighting plan. For example, the type of lighting needed, whether that be ambient, task or accent. Identify sockets for table and floor lamps. Light points and question whether they are sufficient. Light switches. Make sure they are positioned by entry and exits to that particular room. And make sure you have switches by the bed. Colours and finishes. The darker the room, the more light you will require. And also think about maintenance. How are you going to change the light bulbs and clean the fittings? When you have done all of that, it is now time to think about positioning your lights and marking them on your drawing. Now the fun part starts. Product selection and shopping. There are some beautifully designed pieces on the market to choose from. Thank you for listening. My name is Gary Jones from switchontolighting.com. For a free email transcript of this video, go to www.switchontolighting.com/guides.